Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 2 and we return with Kagan Bersi of Kid Bugai. And my god, you don't even know just how satisfied I felt when this all actually worked out. I worked so hard, I never really showed it at all because it was just, you know, marriages of course, but I worked so hard to get as many claimants to any really clan title into our family, and ultimately it worked out. Now it bugged out as well because the game was like, wait a minute, are you telling me you're feudal and yet you get all of this land? Of course not. So all we got was just this minor province, but we are now at 2 provinces. I conquered this because they had no army, and I don't know what's going on there, but apparently some people don't have an army. That's perfectly fine. What I'm interested in is making this the greatest campaign that has ever existed, not just for the Germanics, but in general. And I think we are on the way to do that. Now, we are, of course, under attack here. We have been attacked by the old Burn religion. Gelmut Sepong Tupten of Pamir has attacked us for the entirety of Khotan. We're going to defend that. We should be able to do that as well. I don't really see the issue here. Now, you are not supposed to be here. I don't really see the issue. I think we can pull that off without any further ado, really, you know, without any issues, because they are just a 1 province minor, meaning I can just, you know, sweep in there and take them out once they are in our lands, which is decent. After that, I will release the entirety of this land. What I will do before we release any of that is I will invite as many horse characters as is possible into my court. I don't know exactly how becoming a horse dynasty works, what I need to consider, but I will do my best to make it happen. We got some horses here and I can invite some horses from a court. I will do that off camera, of course. That's not really that entertaining to watch in any way. And I'm going to spend money here, by the way. I'm going to be, well, lavishly spending money, but that's okay. You know, this didn't even work out. What can you do? At the end of the day, you are what you eat or something like that anyway. Let's just jump in. Let's make this happen. Okay, the war's over. It wasn't too big to deal with. Obviously, it's just taking down this 1 province. That was perfectly fine. It went perfectly well as well. And of course, that gives me a couple more prestige options here. Now, I can settle and whatnot. We're not going to do this. I already handed over the kingdom tier title. Originally, of course, I wanted to give it to a horse, but I already handed over the kingdom tier title to this lady here, Queen Grima of Uzang. And now I gotta actually take a look. Am I making a mistake here? Because he appears to be... yeah, he appears to be indeed in a normal marriage with her. We're gonna see how this works out. It is a Gavel-kind voting system, meaning that, honestly, most of the time the Hastings should come out on top. But we're gonna see how it goes. If it doesn't stay in the Hastings family, that is fine. Don't worry about it. What I'm more worried about is, why can I not give you the counts over here? Why are you so busy? You're attacking Guga. Okay, you're not in the war at all. Why couldn't I hand you over to, well, anyone really? If I were to request this Yaldom, you would definitely say no, huh? I'm not interested in having a war there, so you know what? We're gonna create a bit of border gore here, but I think ultimately that it's going to be fine. I will of course hand this over as well. All of these vassals must go, and then we can finally kind of call it a day down here in Tibet. We've had a great run. We've had an amazing run, in my opinion. We had a run in which we were able to dominate because we went out of our way to, you know, kind of leave things behind. And you can see that the Zunists have fallen into a deep pit, but I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. We don't need to aid them, we don't need to restore them, and I can tell you why exactly. Once we are looking at, I can't find them right now, wait a minute, they are somewhere here, I swear to god. The mighty have fallen, but I can't see him right now. Give me just a moment here. Bloodlines, there we go. Seljuk of Seljuk, oh, he already went down there. Look at that, yeah, he is declaring his war in Seljuk's conquest of Merv. Now, whether he will win this or not is a different question. This should be a fairly easy victory, honestly, because he should be able to hire the Holy Order. But we'll see. Seljuk may fail. Seljuk may be successful. Either way, that is none of our business. You know what is of our business? Releasing all of these fellas here. So, you are released. You shall be released. And you shall also be released. All of you will be released from my grasp. I can't release you. Well, that sucks. That is just really dumb. I don't even want to hold these, please. Horse, I can't release these. Like, I just legitimately cannot release these provinces. Because I can't transfer vassalage. I can't do anything about them. Well, okay, these will become independent on their own, I suppose. Let's ignore all of those, because they are not relevant to us. We no longer live in Tibet. That is no business of ours. What is going on down here is simply not my business. There are horses sitting in my castles, that's fine. Oh, now we're doing it. Astrid Wernersdottir. Nos. Also a horse. Oh, this is the actual dream. My god, what we're gonna do is, I'm going to educate this horse in heritage by Werner, because then she will turn out a horse herself and we will permanently have a horse part of our family. Oh, let's do it. I am so up for this, my god. This is gorgeous. Okay, so as you can see, I've blobbed a bit. I've used the weakness of my neighbors. You know, when you have a small neighbor and they are also hostile, of course, and they just have one province that is their capital, then you're in a pretty decent spot to just move on and say, hey, you know what, my friend, I'm gonna take out your capital, then you're gonna capitulate to me, and that is the war. That is exactly what I did here against the Kutusi Khaganate, despite, of course, them being quite a bit larger than I am when it comes to the troop size. 1.6k against my 500. But the thing is, I am definitely in a bit of a corner here, and it's not enjoyable. It is not a, you know, a corner that I want to be in, because this is a corner that is putting me at risk of simply losing. I mean, just look at this, you know, this is crazy. 5k, I mean, that is absolutely insane. At this point, I am considering maybe just, you know, positively swearing fealty, although I can't supply horses. That's a joke, by the way. Like, that is actually human trade. If I do this, that would literally be human trade. But I would like to become a tributary, and yet I can't do it, of course, because I'm an empire. It's difficult, because as a tributary I could raise at the very least some of the, you know, honor guard in case I need to be defended. But man, this is a life-threatening situation, which is enjoyable, just for the record. This is better than, you know, being in a very easy situation. Now, I'm thinking maybe I can dunk on this guy as well. If I just take down his capital, and we can definitely do that if I just take down his capital. You know what? I'm gonna bring myself very close to that. Let's see how it goes. And yes, indeed, would you look at it? I think Seljuk of House Seljuk did indeed lose. I can't see him here right now. I don't know whether there even is a truce at this point, but I think Seljuk might just be dead. Let's take a look. Seljuk. Nope, he still lives, but he is in prison. Can't invite him either. He's in the prison of Emir Tanrivermis of the Sarochid Beylerbeylik. It seems pretty random. Why is he in prison over here? Oh, I guess no, he's not actually. He's in the prison of Khorasan, of course, but he lives over there. Damn, Seljuk is a bit of a waste. He failed in what he tried to do, and I was so afraid of him. I guess the Zunist, you know, being a Chinese puppet and then also having the Zunist Holy Order, that's just too powerful. You can't really counter that, can you? So that is quite fair, I suppose. Now, before we continue blobbing here, before we continue, you know, doing our things as nomads, and as you can see, I have already, you know, I'm building up Sarisu, so our camp has been built up. Who is Kagan Bersi of Kitburgai in the first place? You know, it's something I didn't actually address when we jumped over here. You know, who is this child that we put on the throne of this nomad horde? He is someone that I, you know, kind of dedicated to becoming who he is today. He was brought up by Astrid Ariksdottir and Khan Aksonka of Kitburgai clan in Kitburgai. That's interesting. He did not grow up in Tibet. He grew up all the way over here. And he learned to live with the steppes. I think he's quite a natural over here in the steppes, which is also why, you know, it should be self-explanatory as to why he gave up on all of this territory, except, I mean, I just physically can't give up on this, so here we are. But, you know, at the end of the day, the way he functions is essentially he is a child of the steppe. He is someone that lives at this, in the steppe, that has always lived in the steppe, and that probably will always live in the steppe. So, you know, quite interesting. Now, as a personality, of course, he's a brilliant strategist and organizer, shrewd, uncouth, militant, erudite, and just. He is a good person, a smart person. I mean, you can see that in his stats as well, but he's a very dedicated person. If you challenge him, if he is challenged by the world, then he will accept that challenge, and he will destroy all those that challenged him originally. And you still don't have any troops, huh? I hope that they come sooner rather than later, because otherwise we're going to be in a bit of a pickle here. What do we do next? I don't know yet. Oh, look at that. Wolf's legacy. Little Grimme is not like most other children. You notice that he growls when other children cry and is quicker and stronger than other children his age. There's also that sniffing thing he does. If you didn't know better, you'd say he has inherited his wolf's blood. I don't know. The blood of wolves. How did that happen? I thought this could only happen with Altai characters, and he's Norse, so I'm just wondering. Maybe it has to do with the grandfather here. Ipa, the Scourge of God. Yeah, that sounds possible. I don't know, you know what, but I don't think really it matters. I mean, hey, he will be growing up to be a strong man, or alas, I wish it were not so. No, absolutely not, this is fine. Be a wolf, my friend, maybe even you're gonna be my actual heir. We're gonna see about how that goes. I don't think we are in a hurry in that regard, but man, we have some great children. How are you free? Alfred, I don't think I actually bought your freedom. I'm so sorry, Edvard, I am so sorry, don't you worry about it, okay? We are doing well, very, very well, believe you me, and we will immediately be able, yeah, there you go, capture yet another province, just by virtue of running in here and destroying them. Oh, there you go. I haven't even finished sieging them down, and yet they already accept a peace deal. Because they know that they cannot win. They know exactly that they cannot win. Now, this shall be pillaged. Absolutely never will I settle here as a tribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we, dare I say it, I think we have now successfully snowballed. I mean, you know, we're still small, but the conquest of all of this region and then going over here and finally landing yet again in Europe, I don't think that that is that far away anymore. I think it is quite tangible and it is quite visible to the naked eye that we are going to make it there. And honestly, I absolutely love that. I am a huge fan of these quick and decisive moves that we have made in just, you know, the last couple of episodes. Honestly, like, this entire series has been a wild roller coaster, even for me playing this. So, for your information, what you're looking at is essentially a new recording for the same episode. Yes, everything that you saw until now was recorded yesterday. This is recorded today, which is also the day that this episode goes live, meaning that I am able to integrate all the feedback that I got from the comments, and my god, there was some great feedback. Now, we are in control of the steppes, and I thought about, you know, what the name for this realm should be. I settled on something quite mythical, because I want to leave it a bit open whether these are actual horses, or whether these are just named after horses, because our hordes of horses are, of course, so brutal, so cruel, that people believe that we are practically merging with them, you know, that we are kind of centaurs, maybe just horse creatures, that sort of stuff. Whether this is an actual horse that we are going to become, which we will, by the way, I am trying to make that happen here with the Hasting Dynasty, and we have done it partially already, but whether we are actual horses or whether we are just seen as horses in a mythical kind of sense, that is up to you, but I will rename us to an absolutely mythical name, because I think, you know, it does fit with the family that we are playing. We're going to be Jotunheim, if that is how I pronounce it, but it probably isn't, but that's fine. If you don't know what it is, this is of course a magical realm, in Norse mythology, and essentially this is the realm of the giants, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to try our best here to make some stuff happen in terms of, you know, making our name, you know, some honor, bringing some honor to our name, I should say. Think about it. We haven't been properly Germanic, openly Germanic in quite some time, but our great-grandfather, I think it was our great-grandfather anyway, right here, Ragnar, and then Jarl Hastin the Viking, I can't actually remember. Did he reform the faith? No, he did not reform the faith. So the faith was reformed under our great-grandfather indeed. He made himself a god in the Zunist faith, but he didn't do this and said everybody else is not a god. He just said, I am a god of this hereby created realm. And I think this is a very important point, because we never truly left Germanic faith as a, you know, a institution behind. We always kind of accepted that those are still the real gods, but I'm also going to be a god. And then over here in Bern, of course, we did something very spiritual. I think more, you know, spiritual inclusive than it is exclusive, saying you can't be a god or, you know, the Germanic is wrong. And I think today, Kagan Bersi, Slayer of the Pecheneck, of course, he is a secret Tengi, he is Bern reformed, so, you know, he believes in a lot of gods and a lot of spirituality. He says, it is my turn to become a god, and I will become a god by being known as one of the giants. Jotunheim is going to be my home. I hope that this explanation suits you. I think it is very neat. I think I really like the idea of it, and let me just check something here, because I think I can actually just, yeah, okay, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna get rid of the stuff down here, finally gonna get rid of the stuff down here if I find the right one. What is this? Mangul. Mangul, why don't you get out of here? Alright, now I'm gonna grant you independence. It's very, very silly that this guy now lives down here, but I mean, more power to you, eh? And then we're gonna do the same in Shigatse, because, you know, why not, I guess. There you go. Beautiful. And then you, my friend, also gain independence. Have fun with it. It's nonsense that these are here now, but I mean, you know, I'm not even gonna. It is what it is. Now, I have, of course, in mind, I want to go west, I want to go west, I want to go east, I want to conquer all of this. We need to do the achievement. I am kind of playing a bit of a weird game, because I am making it so that the number of clans is on maximum, meaning there can be no minor clan uprising, but I am keeping all the clan land, meaning that I have huge population growth. So that is quite neat. Maybe you could call it exploiting, but I think it is justified, seeing the task at hand of conquering all of this. So let's continue doing that, shall we? Now, just a short check out the map. You will see a significant amount of differences when you look at it, you know, compared to where we just were. I skipped a lot of time here because primarily, well, it's just conquering and it can't really be losing, judging by the fact that we are practically unbeatable. I'm up to 4,000 troops now. Now, of course, that number will keep rising. We're already almost at 30,000 population. It's Nomad gameplay, everybody. This is why I can genuinely not understand when anyone says, oh, how come that they didn't just implement the old Nomads into CK3? They are so overpowered. Let's keep conquering here. And oh no, Kagan Bersin, I mean, it makes so much sense. He thinks there's horses all around him. He thinks that he's in Jotunheim. I will never pronounce this correctly, I don't think. But he is completely mad. And he has conquered so much of the steppe. And he will conquer so much of the steppe, of course. He is a lunatic. I can just hope that he's a lunatic that will live for a while longer, because, again, our actual intended son here still is not grown up yet, and I need him to be grown up, so 4 more years. You're sitting on the floor of your bedchamber, wearing one of your shoes as a hat, when suddenly a man-sized gopher enters the room and is dressed as a maid, and when you shout in alarm, the rodent squeaks and skitters away in panic. You chase it down the hall, but find only a terrified maid cowering on the floor. Hot damn. Be crazy, yo. Oh, and finally it has happened. Man, I was so frustrated when Protector General Liu Zhongju actually took the region here, Jiuquan, in the east, but now look at that. The status quo is over. There is a devastating plague in China. This is gorgeous, this is beautiful, because it means that we can now actually work our way over here. You can see I'm, you know, just still blobbing out here, but, you know, it's not exactly a challenge. We have achieved so much, and yet the reality of our existence is getting to us. I find myself lying in bed all day. The act of getting up almost is as difficult as that of ruling. Food tastes bland, and my time spent with friends doesn't bring the joy it once did. I don't really understand why, but I hate my life. Kagan Bersi, Slayer of the Pecheneg, achieved so much, and yet was never happy. Should have just followed the advice of just be yourself, but instead, he got depressed. Unlucky for him. And look at that, Tolia, good for you, Tolia. Now you, my dear friend, what is this clothing? I don't understand. Either way, oh, it's because he's Norse, I think it's trying to dress him normally. Well, either way, I will give you as many couples, or rather as many, potential matches as we can here. If I may, I would love it if I could find someone that already is a horse. Alright, and Jotunheim is already quite large, but we need more, we need larger, we need better. And primarily, now that, you know, China has a devastating plague, they can no longer support the tributaries with regiments. So it is, I think, now the time where we just go in and destroy them. So I will take Tobol, because this duchy is the dream. We need this duchy, of course, to reform Tengri, so let's just pick it up. It should be quite simple. Now, you will notice yet again that we have blobbed out, and you can see that the time span that it takes me to blob out gets shorter and shorter, because we are incredibly powerful at this point. We are up to 7,250 troops, and I'm thinking now it's time that we start pushing very, very hard over here, because we don't really need to do all that much when it comes to taking control of the region, and we can probably, once we take the eastern steppes, also reform Tengri. And starting then, I will, of course, you know, hand out some titles, create some individual clans, make it interesting over there. But most importantly, I think, what I would love to do, I think I can dunk on him here. I'm going to declare war against Kagan Astanchi of Aniljurid, I cannot pronounce that. And I'm going to declare war for the subordination of Altai, because all of this would be, you know, a pretty nice start here if we want to go deep into the eastern steppes. So let's just go with that. It's not a holy war, meaning that nobody's going to come in. I can't sadly do the invasion simply because we're not at population max of 75%. You can see that we're quite far away, actually. We're at roughly 50%. I mean, that's nothing. And I have been in non-stop wars. Now the question is, will we win this war? I personally think yes. Will it actually be a victory? I have no idea. They have very low morale. I think this will be a good one. And let's go, we even get positive morale. Now let's just hope that this goes successfully. We, by the way, have switched to the right heir here, Grimre. I also did make him a concubine to Princess Astrid, but don't worry, he has so many titles here. Kundir and Designated Regent, he will be fine. So I can die now, and I would then play someone with Wolf's Blood, which would give me the achievement. That would be nice. There you go, easy. Absolutely easy victory right there. We wiped them. How much manpower do you have? Can I even see that? I'm not quite certain here. Manpower, he's at 1,400, so he can't even actually recover that much. Kagan Astanchi, I think this is a mistake on your end, and look at that, we are getting more and more horse portraits here. I'm slowly but surely, you know, breeding it into my dynasty. I think this should be fine. We are going to be horses. Oh, and they finally, here we go, Crusade for Aquitaine. Who are they going against? Oh, Yom's Vikings. You sons of bitches. This is unbelievable. So the Yom's Vikings triggered the era of Crusades by taking Toulouse, and then they're not the goal of the first Crusade. The goal are the Umayyads. Well, how are the Umayyads doing? They have 0 decadence, so this will not break them. But, you know, it's a pretty decent start, I would argue. You know, okay, I see a lot of Norman. I see a lot of Norman and Lotharingia for some reason, but that's okay. I see some Norse over here. Good for you, honestly. I also, of course, see some Norse right over here. But look at that, the Crusade. I think it will be successful. The Christians seem somewhat strong. I mean, they seem pretty strong. It's just that Sweden, which was Christian for a while, fell back to being no longer Christian, and that has given them quite a bit of issues. But I think we'll be fine. And we died. And I immediately got an achievement, Run with the Wolf. You can see it down there. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now somebody appears to have Declared freedom. I am now Kagan Grimr. Let's take a look at who we are, what we can do, and why it is good to do it. We are in control, of course, of so many things. One person, I see 2 people, I think, declared... Nope, you were always independent. You weren't mine. So you're actually the only one that dared declare independence. Huh? A secret Zunist Burn Norse character. Okay, we are secret Zunists as well, apparently. Now, I don't really want to be secret Zun. I think we're fine the way we are. I think what we need to do first, though, is take control of you. I mean, this is just embarrassing. Imagine thinking that you could stand up against me. I will not employ anyone that is one of the clan leaders. They do not deserve any of these positions, seeing as they are all very much disloyal. Now, what I have been focusing on here is primarily having a council that is absolutely willing to aid me. I think that we have achieved this just right here. Beautiful. Now, I'm currently unmarried, and I gotta find out, do we have anyone as a horse? Hello, Lightfoot, you're 50 years old. That's a bit old, don't you think? We have no one that is a horse. Can I have a betrothal with anyone that is a horse? Me and... no horses, huh? Seriously. Wait a minute. Oh, because you're too closely related to me? Why can't I have a betrothal with you? Oh, you know what? So, we were, this entire time, remember, we were Bön Reformed Pagan, right? And this is, of course, you know, good and dandy and fine, and it is what it is, but at the end of the day, it's not really everything that it could be. It's not really everything that it should be. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take a concubine, and that concubine must be Tengri, so that I always have access to the Tengri faith if I need it. And there you go, I could now, theoretically, if I had the prestige, I could just secretly convert, or the piety, I should say, I could just... I'm Zun's living fire, get out. I could secretly convert to Tengri. I'm gonna get out of the society. We're gonna shift things around a bit. I'm simply going to come out as Church of Zun member. This should lag the game out, because all of these people here are converting. Yeah, there you go, Church of Zun. All of a sudden quite prominent. And then we can start marrying people that are closely related, very closely related to us, because the Church of Zun says that is a good thing. So, I would like to be... yes. Oh, King Philippe the monster, I'm so sorry. King Philippe the monster didn't get all of this because it's openly rebelling. That is so ridiculous. My god, I hate whenever that happens. So during the Crusade, half of the empire of the Umayyads rebels and the Crusaders get absolutely nothing. I feel like this could be pretty much a death sentence for Catholicism. A nice sigil, by the way. Don't think that's intentional, huh? Interesting. Well, either way, that's a bit of a weird one. I think we can live with it, but the good thing is that we now no longer have any sort of truce, meaning I can yet again go against the Eneglichurit, for example, and reclaim even more of the Eastern Steppe. Alright, well, you know what we haven't done in a while. First of all, get me treated, then we're going to worship the ancestors. You have decided to visit the shrine in the Holy Grove and make a sacrifice in the honor of your ancestors, hoping for their aid in return. What will you ask for of your forefathers? You know what? I will ask for a long and healthy life, and I'm thinking, I think there's an achievement that I don't have yet, where I need to have, and probably shouldn't cut anything off myself right now, but I will probably still do it. There's an achievement where you need to have no arms, no leg, and no eye, I think. Well, none of one of these, and I think that's what we're gonna try to go for here. I might die here, but I'm still going to do it. You asked your ancestors for health and longevity. Now is the time to present your offering. What will you give them in return? Our father was completely insane, clinically insane. Now here we are cutting our own eye off. I don't know if this is going to go all that well, but, you know, can't hurt. You know, it definitely can hurt. I actually take that back. It definitely can hurt, but we'll see how it goes. There you go. We lost our eye, just as the gods demanded. Oh well, the god, I guess. Who's the current high god here? Das Botulfre. Yeah, Botulfre is the current high god. That's okay. Don't you sweat it. Holy war for Orb, please. Yes, thank you. And I have the Great Pox. Why does everybody have the Great Pox? What is that all about? I swear that legitimately everybody has the Great Pox. You know what? My life is in your hands. Please help me. Oh no. Princess Morgal Magyar gave you a draught which tasted most peculiar. It made you feel numb and your eyelids started drooping. I apologize, my lord, but you do not want to be awake for this next part, she said. Panic hit you and you tried to get up from the operating table, but your limbs would not obey. You're a eunuch now and she didn't even heal me. Are you kidding me? Seriously? He didn't even heal me. This is outrageous. Ooh. Oh, look at that. With China already suffering from the devastating plague and additional misfortune has struck the Middle Kingdom. The Jurchen tribes from the Yalu River is united under Great Kagan. A great horde on fierce horse warriors is now crossing into China from the northeast. Clearly, this is no ordinary raid to test the Chinese defenses. Most inauspicious. Being invaded by the Jurchens. The value of the Silk Road goes down, imperial tributaries cannot raise Chinese regiments. Chinese refugees might appear in your court and might end with China getting a new dynasty, resetting all grace. Understandable. Okay, so this is, you know, this is a bold one. I don't know whether this will be successful, but if it were to be successful, we would be looking at an absolutely amazing situation. I need to get rid of Skuld here. Get out of here. You're my spy master and yet you hate me. Are you kidding me? Totil, you're my new spy master. Welcome. I am going to declare war against the Western Protectorate because there is, of course, the raid or rather the invasion of the Jurchens going on, and I'm gonna go for the Holy War here, or you know what, I can actually go for subordination, I suppose. 300 prestige to pay. I think it's fine. Yeah, we're gonna go with this, and then nobody that were to share his religion. I don't think there is anyone, to be fair. Yeah, no, you are actually. No, we're not gonna. Yeah, we're gonna do a subordination. Let's try to make this happen. I don't know how many troops they get from, you know, actual China, how they get reinforced and how exactly it works, primarily because I don't invade China that often. But since the Jurchens are invading, I can only hope that it is not that significant. It's not that significant, actually. I can take that out. If that is everything that they sent, 4K, I can do that. My council informs me that the Chinese emperor has sent significant forces from the heart of the Middle Kingdom to support their outlying regions in the west. Leaning over the war table, I can only hope that my silence instills confidence in my advisors. In my own chest, I feel a mild panic rising. Alright, that's not that bad. That's not that bad at all. Yeah, look at that. Horses, baby. China. Everybody. Not that big a threat, huh? Consider yourself, subjugated? News from China. When the first Norse armies clashed against the Chinese regiments, few anticipated this outcome. While the Middle Kingdom put in a valiant effort, it has ended in a sullen retreat, as it is finally clear that the Tang Empire has lost the war against Jotunheim. Kagan Grimr stands victorious, while agents across the world are wondering what repercussions this will have for the political map we have come to know. Nice. Holy crap. Very nice. This is, I love this. I really do. You, my friend, you need to go. Why is everybody voting against this? Are you kidding me? I need that territory. Well, I mean, I don't need to get it right now, but long term I will definitely get it. How are we doing on population? We are getting up there. That is nice, because I'm not recruiting any more armies for the time being, that is. And what I will do is, if I create these duchies, that should mean that I get prestige out of my butt. And if I get prestige out of my butt, that is, of course, excellent, because it would mean that I would be able to create some more prestige-based troops, which I think we want to do. So, hello there, prestige-based troops. Why don't we get a couple more of you, huh? Oh, baby. This is the dream, let me tell you. The absolute dream. And don't you just love playing Nomads? You know, I was looking at this and I thought to myself, man, that's so many wars. Or we could just have one invasion. Oh boy. I'm so sorry. See, you could now say, hey, wait a minute, why didn't you show us anything on this war? You know, this was a huge Khaganate, this is a huge war. But I'll be honest with you, the answer is there was no challenge. It was not very difficult. Thank you for being defeated, my friend. The Norse are everywhere. Now, our wife is a secret, or rather an open Tengri, actually. I'm going to convert to Tengriism. I'm currently building temples. I will hand all of those over. And then we are going to reform Tengri right away, whenever that is possible. Although I think I had a lot of holy wars against them. They are at 0, a solid 0. So I don't know whether we will be able to convert it, reform it right away. But we will definitely go Tengri. We will make the steppes Tengri and a reformed Tengri. And then I'm going to just start splintering them. And we're going to move further into the west, I think. Tolia the Merry of Tolia's host. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. In his armor that does not fit at all. It's because he's cultural Norse. The game thinks he has a Norse face, but he definitely doesn't. And now he's attacking for Dai Lam with 3.39k troops. Is that going to be enough though? Probably not. But you know what? Good for you, horse. Good for you. Try your best. Okay, we're now 29. We have a decent amount of piety. I'm going to come out as Tengri. because I don't think I need any more holy wars. We're almost there when it comes to the eastern steppes. I haven't bothered with this yet, but we are Tengri. We have a moral authority of 11, and let me guess, it's all down to me plundering and winning holy wars. Lost holy wars minus 24%. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute, Tobol? Why are you under... Excuse me? Are you Zunist? Give me this land. Get out of here. Alright, let's push up this beautiful, beautiful moral authority so that I can actually reform the Tengri faith. Because, of course, that is the goal. So, why don't we go ahead and just plunder? And oh wow, successful jihad. The Umayyads, which is now... Ooh, the Sunni Caliph title has actually moved to the Umayyads. That's pretty cool, because it takes a lot of pressure off of the east here, but puts so much pressure into the west. Quite interesting to see that development there. Have you guys converted, or are you... Oh, you're still African pagan. That is amazing. I don't think I need to intervene with the African pagans at the moment. They are so solid. They are super, super solid. Look at this. That's crazy. Alright, well, this jihad is over, and it looks like my family is the big loser, but it looks like the Zunists are the big losers just in general. When, and I still regret that Bergland is, you know, I don't want to talk about it, but when the Ghaznavids came along, they crushed every opposition right here in this region. And then, of course, Khorasan is now the last surviving of our dynasty remaining Zunist empire. At least I think they are. Yes, indeed they are. The Subashi clan still exists, also still Zunist, but everything over here was lost. Zabulistan as a kingdom reduced to practically rubble. But honestly, I like this. I like these circumstances, especially because this will actually become independent as time goes. And it's nice that the Zunists, you know, there was some pressure they couldn't withstand, and that's just the result of it. Now, as you can see, I am on a marathon of sieging things down, and honestly, this is not even important because there is no temple here. I am already back up to 21, and we can only continue. We can only go and grow better from here on out, because essentially what we're looking at, right, is a situation where I am no longer constantly holy warring Tengri people. Now, we have the manpower that I can just assault everything down, so I am not in the slightest worried about it. China, in the meantime, just if it interests you, is back to unrest. There's a new dynasty, and I'm thinking if they don't enter a golden age, it's just if they just become stable, I think I can probably go and take them down, if you know what I mean. I think that is possible, sure, yeah. Let's worship the ancestors again, and let's hope that I survive yet again. I think I'm actually going to focus on family here, or maybe, you know what, I should focus on hunting. I'm not entirely certain. Let's focus on hunting because I need the health buff, I think. And I will, of course, hope for a long and healthy life. That would be gorgeous, and time to lose my hand, boys. Oof, there it goes. Let's hope that we survive. It would be very dire if we didn't. And with all this raiding, I have come to quite a bit of money, and I think we should spend that money to create a family statue. Beautiful. And now, I would like to direct your attention not to what I'm doing right now, which is just handing out some nonsense. I would like to direct your attention towards the end of this achievement. Not the end of the run, not by any stretch. We gotta go until 1453, and I will, of course, dissolve this monstrosity that I have created here over the last couple of hours. But for the moment, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to truce break, I'm going to do what needs to be done to get the achievement that I have been longing for. The achievement? Conquering all of Asia. Well, I mean, you know, you get the drill. The war, my friends, is over. And the achievement should pop. Let's go! Never start a land war in Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's reform Tengriism tomorrow. You can see I have raided a lot. I have raided so damn much. Let's reform that tomorrow. And then definitely let me know in the comments where we go when it comes to, you know, the next reformation that we have in, you know, planned here for us. Now, let me see. Damn, our dynasty is actually completely gone here now. Oh, what? The Hindus are all up in here? What the hell is this? Alright, well, Boon is gone. Once more proving that, you know, anything that has no leader is a very bad reformation pick because they will just collapse. Either way. Would you look at this beauty? And with that, we will continue tomorrow with this insane, absolutely insane playthrough. But I want to thank the members of the channel, as always, namely the Barons, Aaron, Stefan, the Richest T, Snowwolf, Elma Mello, Thomas, Lachlan, Mitchell, and then the newest member. Welcome to the club, MyFaceWhenW. If you want to have your name pronounced in any other way, then just let me know. And then, of course, also the Count, Shifty, Woman, and Kazen. And then last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Duke, Suspicious Dark, Nathan, Knight of Squires, Kenneth, Lexzone, Eric, and Aiden. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I will see you in the next episode. Later. alligator.